Hey guys, wanted to shoot a really quick video here for you. I'm not sure how quick it's going to be, but anyways, wanted to shoot a video here and go through and show you how I do my posts in Facebook. I know a lot of you obviously already know how to do that. I see a lot of posts that people are making out there, which is awesome. But for some of you who are not yet familiar with the lead pages and want to use them, just wanted to kind of show you how that works. So I'm not going to necessarily go through the registration. There is a video that's available on how to register for the site to be able to have access to the pages. And but anyway, if you just send me an email or give me a call, I can get that information to you or get that video to you. It's actually on the site here as well, I do believe. No, it's not. I have to send you that information. So again, just shoot me an email, text message, give me a call, and I'll be more than happy to get that to you. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm at the site, the financialempowermentnetwork.com website. I am going to log in here first so that I can get access to the pages. Again, you have to be logged in and registered on the site to be able to do that. Now, for those of you that are not registered yet with the site, there is no cost to you to utilize the pages that are on the site. So it's an awesome tool for you that's free to use. And just so that you know, I mean, there are capture page systems out there you can buy. As a matter of fact, I just trialed one here recently. I just wanted to see what the difference was in terms of what they had versus what we're doing here. And that system was $100 a month. Okay, it had a 14-day trial, and then it was, I think it was $47, and then it went to $100 a month after that, all the way up to $300 some. And you know, it was an awesome system, but the reality is that it didn't give us any more than what we have here. Okay, so again, there's plenty of options out there for you if you want to go out and purchase your own capture page system. You know, you're more than welcome to do that. This is something here for those of you that want to use a free system here. Okay, so I'm going to go. I am logged in right now. I'm actually, it shows me here that I'm logged in, and I'm going to go over to the leaderboard page, and I'm going to go to the landing pages. Now, up here at the top, it says loan officer, real estate agent, investors, real estate agent, loan officers, real estate agents, real estate investors. Those pages there are specific to people that are in those industries. So if you're not a loan officer, or if you're not a real estate agent, if you're not a real estate investor, then these pages are not necessarily for you. Okay. Now, beneath that, we have Black Friday, which is obviously that page was good on Black Friday. We're probably going to be removing that one, but we have build credit, paying rent. This is the Entrepreneurs International webinar registration. We have a financial fitness assessment page, financial fitness membership, free credit ebook, great credit score, help real estate agents close more transactions, lifestyle upgrade, live EI experience, live your dreams, New Year resolution, protection plan, membership introduction, ready to be an entrepreneur, ready to build a successful business, recruit business professionals, recruit real estate mortgage professionals, U.S. veterans offer, and a will and trust page. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, about 19 pages here. Again, all different topics that you can use to post on Facebook to generate leads. Now, one thing I'm going to tell you right from the onset here is that, you know, you may post a couple of links in some of the Facebook groups, which we're going to do here in a minute, and guess what? You may not get any leads the first time you do it. You may not get a lead the second time you do it. You may not get a lead the third time you do it. You may not get a lead the fourth time you do it. And then all of a sudden you get a lead, right? So the key is consistency. Number one, two things. You're letting people know what it is that you do, because they obviously can see or get an idea based on what the information you're posting. So you're kind of branding yourself. Secondly, you're just creating the opportunity for a lead, okay? And it doesn't mean just because you post every day or every other day that you're going to generate a lead on that day. Sometimes people will go back and actually see some of the older information that you posted and may fill out a page. So when I'm posting these lead pages, I'm not on social media or sending them out in an email or whatever. I don't have an expectation attached to it. Okay, I'm not addicted to the result. Okay, if somebody does fill out the page, great. If somebody doesn't, it doesn't mean that I'm not going to do it again. It doesn't mean that it doesn't work. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to stop posting my links out there in Facebook because I didn't get a lead today, or posting in Craigslist or Backpage or LinkedIn or wherever other, free resources that I can put the information out there, right? Because the reality is you could go a week and not get a lead, or 2 weeks and all of a sudden get 3 or 4, okay? So don't be, when you're putting it out there, again, you're just putting it out there, somebody happens along, great. It's kind of like fishing, I guess, you put a worm on the end of your line with a bobber, you throw it in the water, and you kind of, you're throwing it in different areas on the lake, or you might be going to different areas on the lake to try to find a fish, right? Sometimes you catch one, sometimes you don't, okay? So, all right, and here's the other thing is that it doesn't take a lot of time to do this, right? That's the other cool thing. So in other words, you can post 5 pages. What I typically like to do is I like to post in 5 different groups in the morning and then perhaps in the evening, okay? And I may do that at minimum every other day is what I try to do, but you definitely want to put yourself on a routine for that, because it only takes a few minutes, as we're going to, once we go through here, show. So if you were to, at minimum, to post 5 links in 5 different groups and then post on your timeline maybe every other day or every third day, something with regard to your business, that's going to let people know what you do, and on your own personal timeline, you don't want to be hitting it every day with stuff about your business, because that's just going to turn people off, okay? So it's good to, if you're at an event, if you have, and we're going to talk about this as well, if there's a webinar coming up, if there's a live event, that perhaps a training that you're having in your area, maybe there's a SOS training coming up somewhere around the country. Maybe there's a major event like Millionaire Mentality Boot Camp or the convention, stuff like that that's coming up. Or, like obviously Millionaire we just had, but I'm just saying maybe there's another major event. Those things you definitely want to post throughout the week on your personal timeline to let people know. And then obviously, when you go to those things, you want to take pictures with people and put those up on that's evidence, that's social proof, evidence that you're involved in what you're doing, because the reality is that sometimes people are going to kind of sit back and watch what you do before they'll jump in or get involved, because they want to make sure that, you're truly committed to this thing. So anyway, all right, so here's what we do. So I'm on the FEN leaderboard here. And one of the things that you absolutely want to do is you want to make sure to read these instructions. I see every lead that comes into the system. I see when somebody logs in, they set up their username, all that kind of stuff, because I'm the admin, obviously, for the site. So I have to be able to monitor and make sure everything's working okay. But so sometimes I see people will fill out information on one of the pages. They're testing it out. They're not testing out the page correctly, okay? So, you want to make sure that you read this. You cannot test a page in a browser window that you're in, or especially if you're signed into Google, because it'll give you a false reading, number one, and number two, it's not going to send the lead to you. It's going to send it to somebody else random, because the website knows who's on it. In other words, it knows if you've been there before. So that will mess up where that lead gets directed to. So whenever you're testing a page, okay, on the website, for example, let's say this page here, I wanted to test build credit, pay, and rent. And I do suggest that you do test out the page. And if you do it correctly and you get a false, and you don't get a good result out of it, let me know so that I can take a look, see what's going on. But the first thing is that you should always have, whenever you put your information into a page to test it out, it better have your username at the end of it. For example, so I know that I'm logged in, I'm on my links at the end of it say Mark, right? Yours will have your username, whatever that is, however you set that up, and preferably so that we know who you are, we want it to be your first initial and your full last name. And even better yet, if you can use the same username that's provided to you through FES on your myfes.net website, that username, which is typically your first initial for your first name and then your last name followed by a number, perhaps. That would be great. That way I can connect the dots and make sure, again, that we have people in our website that are supposed to be here, not just people randomly signing up, okay? All right, so you want to make sure that you have your information at the end of this link. If not, then the lead is going to go to whoever name is at the end of that. If you're not using the right link and a lead does come through, it's not going to go to you, okay? So make sure that you take a look at that. Now, in order to test it out, and again, I do recommend that you do test it, you're going to, what I do is if you come to the link, right, and you just put your mouse over it and you right mouse button click, you're going to see these different options here. Open link in new tab, open link in new window, open link in incognito window. That's a private browser. In other words, Google does not know that it's you. For example, for me, I'm logged into my Gmail account, my Google account, whenever I go online. And because I opened this up in an incognito browser, Google doesn't know it's me, all right? So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to come down here and I'm going to fill out this information here. And so you want to make sure that you test them out this way in the incognito browser. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click want to learn more, and let's see what happens. All right, so this one here on this particular page about build your credit, pay, and rent, it brings you to an internal page here. It says an agent will contact you within 24 to 48 hours. All right, so let's go back over here since I'm logged in and I filled out my page. I'm going to go back over to the leads here and see if I see my information on there. And I always use the time as my last name. That way I can recognize the most recent time that I've tested the site or that particular test that I've done. So let's go here. Okay, so there I see right here, Mark 1212, that's the one I just filled out. So obviously the page is working for me. Okay, now I can go in and view, edit on the details, and I also received an email letting me know that I did receive a lead, all that good stuff. So, all right, so it's working. All right, so let's go to the landing pages again. Now, all right, so here's what I do. So typically I like to get my stuff posted early in the morning. I have a set time that I do that based on my morning schedule, and it's right around 9, sometime between 9 and 10 o'clock, okay? Sometimes I'll do it at 8 o'clock, okay? But again, it only takes a few minutes to do that, all right? So here's what I do. Okay, so I'll come to Facebook and I'll come down to groups here. And there's a number of groups that I've joined. I'll have, these are invites that people I think have invited me to. I'm not even really sure, haven't really looked at that. These are groups that I've favorited. You see some of our groups are in here, the Financial Superstars, Financial Empowerment Network, FES Wealth Power Team, Players Club, FES Arizona. These are all groups that we've created where we have the agents in those different groups, okay? Groups that were created by the different leaders. Groups that I manage. And then I have groups here that I've joined, okay? So a lot of times I will target my area, but I also like to target other areas around the country as well. And we're going to talk a little bit about that moving forward. Let me make a note of that. Okay, so I can target groups in Phoenix, right, or in Arizona, let's say, and I also can target groups that are in other parts of the country, right? And one of the things that you want to do is you want to build an organization around the country, right? So you want to have people in other cities across the country, so you got a team of agents all over the country, which is pretty awesome, okay? All right, so let's, so what I will do is I come to the, first thing I do is I come over to the groups, and if you haven't joined any groups yet, then you need to, these are all groups that I've joined, right, over the years. There's a whole list of them, and these are all, for the most part, advertising groups. People post the advertisements in here about work from home opportunities. Some of them are real estate related. Some of them are mortgage or lending related, let's say. There's Craigslist, free advertising groups, selling and events. So just a lot of great, a lot of ways to different types of groups where you can post different types of information, okay? Lifestyle entrepreneurs. And when you're looking at these groups here, I see that, like, for example, some of them have, like, this has 10 unread, 10 unread, 1 on, well, that's a different type of group. 7 unread, 1. So I always look to the groups that have 10 plus, because to me that that means there's some activity there. People are in there posting and things are happening, in those groups, okay? So if I see like a group where there's no activity, nobody's posting in it, then a lot of times that means there's not really a whole lot of stuff going on, and there may not be a lot of people visiting that group, okay? So usually if you see, 9 or 10, even 7 unread posts, you want to, those are good groups to post in. So, all right, so what I'll do is I will pick 5 groups that I'm going to post in, and I'm just going to grab 5 here. I'm not going to, not looking for anything particular here, so I'm going to open up Craigslist Phoenix. I'm going to post in that one. Arizona Small Business. Craigslist Arizona. Here's another one, Arizona Small Business. And I'm going to throw something in here. Okay, so we know that, for example, we have some SOS trainings coming up here, right? And this is something else that you can do. And I think, and as I'm going through this, I think the hardest part about what we're going to do here is the fact that people again have an immediate expectation of getting a lead, right? And it does not work that way. And again, it's no different than if you were out talking to people. If you start a conversation with somebody and you end up exchanging information, or you end up getting their information, I mean, that doesn't mean that they're going to become an agent, right? Doesn't mean anything. They may not even take a look at the video ever. Okay? Well, it's the same thing here online, right? But the benefit is, though, is that when we're doing it with these lead pages, is that they're actually doing something. They're filling out the information. So that means that they're a little bit more interested, let's say, than if you're just out talking to somebody and you have to strike up that conversation. Not that that's not good. I mean, you still want to do that, right? But I'm just saying, as far as online, you get the leads. Number one, you can't have an expectation that you're going to get one every day. Number two, when somebody does fill out the information, they give you the correct information. You got to look at that and say, okay, these are they're perhaps a little bit more motivated because they actually went in and put their name in, they put their email address in, they put their phone number in. Okay, so we have SOS trainings coming up around the country here this weekend. So let's say, for example, Houston, Texas, okay? So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to try something here. I'm going to put in Houston, Texas Business Network. Okay, Houston, results for Houston, Texas. Let's see what that brings up. I'm looking more so for group. Okay, here's groups. Here's a business network. Here's one of our. I'm in that one. It shows that I'm joined, so I'm going to open up that group. And let's take a look at all. Now we have, when we take a look at our list of trainings that we have, right? We have trainings that we do on a regular basis in Houston, right? So this is one of the here's the jobs one. This is one of the areas that I'm going to target. Now, sometimes when you join these groups, there's going to be a questionnaire that's going to pop up, right? So, because they want to know a little bit about you. Are you looking to make additional income? Answer yes. So check out our pay sponsor, blah, blah, blah. Awesome. And again, he's just trying to get traffic over to his page, which is cool, okay? So I'm going to say yes, just for the heck of it. Your post must be a job, help wanted, or opportunity. Your post must have a link or phone number to sign up or apply. Must not be a message me. You must post company name. Okay, not a problem with that. Not allowed. Motor Club and Primerica is not allowed. Okay, I'm not with them. Do not post the same job, opportunity, or help wanted more than once a week. Yes, yes, and yes. Okay, so somebody will approve me to join that group. If they don't, there's several other groups. I'm not too worried about it. Buy and sell, trade in Houston. I'm not going to go through that again. Business opportunity, work from home. Free driver system. I'm just going to say yes. Okay, so there's a couple of groups that I joined, and I can look on here. My point is that I'm going to join groups in areas where there are trainings being held, so that I can post information in those groups. So let's go, for example, here. Let's take a look here. This one is. All right, this is an awesome group. All right, so. A lot of posts from Houston, Texas. All right, so here's what I'm going to do in this particular group, and these are available. I'm going to put these flyers up into the G drive for everybody to have access to. I have a shared team folder there, FES shared team folder. And guys, once you do this a couple of times, it doesn't take that long. You know, I'm going through some stuff here because I want to show you guys some things. But the reality is that, you know, especially if I prepare the day before, the night before, and even if I do it the same day after you've done it for a while, it only takes a couple of minutes. It only takes me like I can actually literally get a post in a group in 5 groups in probably, you know, less than a minute, right? So it's not that hard. All right, so let's go to, we have the FES team share, and in that team share folder is the folder Entrepreneurs International. And okay, so here's a post that I made for the in that Houston small business group, and basically asks the question, have you ever considered becoming an entrepreneur? Join us on December 1st and catch the EI experience. Learn how you can have control of your time, income, and life. RSVP is required, and then I have the link there with my username again at the end here that people can register for. And I'm going to go ahead and post that. All right, so there's the link that I just, or the advertisement that I just posted in that group. And it's got the link in there, and obviously if somebody comes along and clicks on the image there, maybe they want to take a look at it. They can read all about it, got the information there, and then they can click on the link here to get registered for this event. So let's click on that. And I'm not going to fill this out here because if I do, again, remember talked about testing these links in an incognito browser. Right now I'm logged into my main browser, so if I were to test it here, I wouldn't necessarily get the result that I'm looking for. I'd want to test it again in a different browser. Everything's running a little bit slow right now because I am doing this recording, so when they click on that link, it's going to bring them here, catch the EI experience. Same thing it mentioned in the ad, so there's some correlation. Entrepreneurs International, you see the logo. Join our live presentation with top entrepreneurs, what you'll learn, how you can capitalize on a growing market trend, how you can control your time, income, and life, how to leverage other people's efforts, time, systems, technology, ideas, and money, how you can work with people who you like, doing something you love, how you can make money whether you work or not once you're leveraged. So, and it just says Friday, December the 1st. It's got the time in here. Seats are limited. Live presentation. Fill out the information. And so this page will work for all of the locations because it doesn't identify a location. Doesn't identify Houston or Maryland or any of those locations. This is just just what they're going to fill out here, okay? And that will send you their information. So in other words, so when they fill out this information for this event, you're going to get an email, as long as you're using your page, it's going to send you an email that says, hey, somebody just registered for the event, right? And that's what will happen with any of these pages. When somebody fills out the information, again, as long as you're using the right link, your link that you set up, okay? So that's very cool. So the thing you can do is you can look for these other groups around the country where we have these other events happening. Like I'm going to be joining some groups in Atlanta, Georgia, in Maryland, California, New York, California, Cleveland, Ohio, Orlando, Las Vegas, and Charlotte, North Carolina, so that you can post information in those groups, in those local groups here, so that people in those areas may see them. And again, don't forget about I believe Craigslist has an event section. These are events that we're posting for. We want to get people to these events. Backpage. If you do a Google search for free classified ads in, say, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, there'll be some sites that'll come up that you can also post in there. It doesn't take that long. I mean, you saw how long it took me just to post this one ad. It was literally, seconds, right? Okay, so let's go back here, and I can also, so I can post whatever I want here. I mean, this is again, this is a Craigslist, Phoenix, Arizona, and people are in here selling stuff and giving away money and all kinds of crazy stuff here. All right, so what are we going to put in here? Let's go. I'm going to put something in here with regard to the business. And obviously you can take a look at these different, the different links, and you want to make sure that you know what they are, have an idea anyways. And the more you're posting them in the groups, the more obviously you're going to become familiar with the links, okay? And a lot of times what I'll do when I'm posting in these groups is I'll take whatever verbiage is on the capture page, if you will, and use that for my ad, okay? So I'm going to start, here you have the option of selling something, which is where it's selected right now, but I'm going to start a discussion here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste in here what I copied off that page. Building a profitable business doesn't have to be hard. You just need the right product, company, and a proven system. I'm going to make this, because this is really the key. You got to have that system. All right, so I can add my link in here. And what will happen is it should populate with a picture in here. And you got to wait till it's done. It says fetching preview. And just depending on your connection and speed and all that kind of stuff, will determine how long that takes. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and post that. All right, so now that I've posted that page there, that's 2 posts that I've made. It's a particular page I'm looking for here. Ready to be an entrepreneur. Okay, this is one of my newer pages that we made. And this is the one we just posted in, so I'm going to close this out now. For the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to put that one line there. Have you ever considered being an entrepreneur and having your own business? If so, check out this link. Okay, it pulls up my link. Boom, boom. Got the video on there, and I'm going to go ahead and post that. Now, sometimes I'll post the same, usually, that's what I should say, is I will post the same ad in the 5 groups. I'll create one ad and then go through and post that same ad in 5 groups. Now, the only reason I did the different one in Houston was because that's a live event that we got coming there this weekend. I want to see if I can pick up some people to get registered for that. And if they do register, obviously I'm going to reach out and call them beforehand and talk with them and that kind of thing. So see if I can't build some rapport with them and actually get them to that event, or get some information in their hands ahead of time, just depending upon, you know, how the conversation goes. So there's my ad right there. Have you ever considered being an entrepreneur and having your own business? Blah, blah, blah. If you need to make any edits on it, you got the 3 dots up here. You can always go down to edit post. Okay. And I'm going to make a little change here because it eliminated the link. The link doesn't need to be there anymore. They can just click on the image. So I'm going to say, if so, click below. There we go. All right, cool. So I'm just gonna use that same. I'm gonna use the same post just for simplicity's sake. I'm gonna copy that because it's got the link in it here. And then I could just go over to these other ones here, you know, and again, you can run different ones if you want. You can run the same one, but switch it up. Obviously, you have enough. There's 19 capture pages there. So just make sure that you change it up, you know, throughout the week, throughout the day, so you're not posting the same thing all the time, okay? I mean, some people, it might be a product. You might be posting for the product. You might be making a post for the opportunity. All right, guys, so that was 1, 2, 3, 4 groups that I've posted in there, and that's really how easy it is. And again, you want to make sure that you go through and take a look at all the different pages that we've got available for you. So that way you kind of, obviously you want to know what you're posting about, so that when you write up your little one-liner or couple-line ad or whatever, it makes sense because it ties into the capture page. So go through, take a look at the different pages, you know, pick one each day, then post it in 5 different groups. The other thing I would say is this, is that, and this will be the last thing before we close out here, is that, you know, I go around from time to time and take a look at the different agents and that are part of the team, and to see, you know, if they're posting anything on their Facebook profile. Okay. For example, you know, do you list FES as your employer or as a business that you're a part of? I mean, do people know that you're involved in this financial services company that provides financial wellness and financial fitness, right? That has a program to help people eliminate their debt, protect their identity, their assets, their credit, okay? Do people know that? Right, especially, and this is, see, the thing is, it's very easy. If you have, you know, 300, 400, 500, 1,000, 5,000 friends or people that you're connected with on Facebook, I mean, my gosh, what an easy way to let people know what you're doing, what you've gotten involved with, without really saying anything to anybody. because what are you doing? You're posting information on your profile and they can see it, right? And just depending upon your personality, I mean, you can get super aggressive or be passive, with your marketing. And I'll say this, that there's a lot of in the groups that we have set up. You should be connected to one of the groups, on Facebook. The leaders in those groups are making posts and sharing those posts with the rest of the team. So, whether you use the capture pages, the lead pages, this is just another alternative. I mean, you have the FES Connect pages in your FES system as well. Certainly, if you follow what some of the other leaders are doing in some of the other groups that we have set up, like I said, they're making posts in there. Feel free to, and we want for you guys to use those posts, okay? So, because some people, again, you may not know what to say, you may not know what to post, and the last thing I'll say about that is you want to make sure that you take a look at the compliance information, okay? In your back office. Make sure that you go through and read about things that you should not be saying on social media. There's even some examples of things you can say on social media. We have to be very, very careful about that. But we should always, my rule of thumb is the 3 E's. Educate, empower, and entertain. Those are the 3 things that you want to, those things, if you mix it up in your posting online, then people will follow. They'll want to see what you're doing, okay? So a lot of great information in these different groups that we have set up for you guys to use. Make sure you check out the social media compliance information as well. And I probably should have opened up the recording with that, and I'll probably edit it and add some of that information to the beginning of this call so that people are aware of that. Okay, guys, if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to me, plug into one of the groups, ask some questions through the groups. If I need to call you, I'll call you. If you need to call me, give me a call. And hey, let's just, again, it's all about consistency. It's all about branding yourself. It's all about getting the information out there so that people know what you're doing. There's enough people out there that are looking for an opportunity, that are looking to get their finances in order, especially now we're coming near the end of the year here. So it's a great time to be planting a ton of seeds out there, because I can guarantee you come the first of the year, people are going to start calling and reaching out to you and saying, hey, what do I need to do to get started? All right. Everybody have an awesome day, and I will talk with you later.